And I know that those who have training in weaponry or even just a license to carry and all of that, you don't brandish or point a gun unless you're willing to use it, right? Okay, we have praise, we have that weapon, and we are so afraid to use it. We sing at the very whisper, so no one can hear us next to us. I've told you for weeks now to come glorifying God, praising him, all this stuff, and you guys come bring your tithes like this. You know, and it's like, no, we have to not be afraid of ourselves. We have to be able to glorify God anywhere we are, and church is the easiest place to do it. Yes. The easiest place. It's a lot harder out there in your workplace, at school, whatever. This is the easiest place. So we need to practice here. And he said it's a practice round. This is where we need to practice, right? 2 Samuel 6, starting with 13, says, "And it was so that when they that bear the ark of the Lord had gone 6 paces, he sacrificed oxen and fatlings. And David danced before the Lord with all his might, and David was girded with the linen ephod. So David and all the house of Israel brought up the ark of the Lord with shouting and with the sound of the trumpet." Now this is when the ark of the covenant, remember when they had put it on a cart, which God didn't tell them to do, and they were bringing it in, and so one of them lifted his hand to balance the ark and was struck dead. And so David got kind of afraid and like, oh, I don't want them, I'm afraid of that. So he left it in the house of Obed-Edom, for I think 3 months, and during that, or 3 months, 3 years, one of those things, and God blessed the house it was in. And so then David like, oh, I want some of that, right? So then he went to go get it, all right? He went to go get the Ark of the Covenant. And they had carried it. Now they're doing it the right way on the backs of the priests. And they went 6 paces, six steps. And the presence of the Lord was so great, and they were so overjoyed and so full of praise that they had to stop right there. They went 6 steps, and they went crazy for the Lord, right? And it says that David danced, the house of Israel shouted, they sang, and this is how the presence of God does to us. When everything that's in us, everything we are, responds to who he is. I don't know if any of us have ever done that, you know, because who he is amazing, right? Yes. So that's what I'm going to tell you today, is that King David sacrificed plenteously for the Lord, and he was always giving and that kind of thing. But he always mixed his giving with shouts of praise, with dancing, with singing, exuberant praise. We've talked about that before, exuberant praise. So that's how he did it. So this morning, when we bring the tithe, and later in when we bring the offering, I'm going to ask you to do that. Even if it's one little word, you know, glory, something. Or you can dance up here. I can see Vic dancing up here. But I want something done that is praiseworthy to glorify God when you give. Now, if you give, and we have plenty that do, if you give by Venmo or PayPal or you mail it in, come up anyway. Come up and touch the basket, bless it, something. We're going to do something a little different. Maybe we'll break out and not be afraid to use our weapon. All right? All right, so let's stand and we will pray after and bring the Lord's tithe. If you have a visitor card, you can put it in either basket. All right, come on. Praising. All right. Glorify the Lord. Come on. We are giving him. Glorify the Lord. Come on.